Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Reaching Riches here. So I tried to make this video yesterday in a coffee shop while I was taking a break from studying, but the audio was terrible. Sorry about that for those of you who watched it. So now I'm just re-recording this in my office where it's a lot quieter. But anyway, uh, what I wanted to show you guys was this drip calculator that I made for QDTE and XDTE. So basically what this does is it takes an initial investment, so let's say it's $10,000, based on the initial investment and stock price. It will calculate how many shares you could buy, and it uses this average weekly dividend. This is it's not a formula or anything, you just type it in. But if you watch my weekly videos, then I show you what that weekly dividend is, average weekly dividend, as new day comes out. So if it changes, then you can go in here and change this also. And then also I put this column in here if you want to contribute weekly or monthly. Then you can just say, hey, I'm going to contribute on the first week, second week, third week, or fourth week. Why do I have decimals? There we go. All right. And then this will, if you're contributing, then this will add up your contribution, so you know what your total invested is. So you can calculate that, because that's going to play into column J and column K here. So let's just run through like the first few weeks just to show you what's going on. All right, so based on $10,000, you can get 217 shares, and at 217 shares at 26 cents per dividend or per share, it's going to get you a weekly dividend of $56 to start. So if you didn't contribute anything, and you just drip this right back into itself, you'd get let's see, one share, 1.23 shares. And then so after dripping, you'd have a total of 218 shares. All right, so the next week, it's taking the average again. All of this is taking the average. So next week you get $56.92 in dividends, no contribution. And then this is just taking this. So these are always going to be the same, right here, right here. So this is what you have. And then if you dripped it for another 1.24 shares, you'd have 220 shares. And that's just kind of how it works. So these 220 would get you 57, and then it'll drip you another 1.25 shares, and then 221 will get you 57, and it'll drip you another 2.15 shares. The monthly dividend, so if you add all of these up, you'd get 228. So 228 for the month, and then you'd have a total of 5 shares for this month. So let's just look here. So we're getting 5 shares. Let's see when we get 6 shares. Let's scroll down. So it'll take you 6 months to get 6 shares. And then total. So this is this side is adding up all your dividends together. So first month you make 228, and then 233 plus the 228 is 246. So it's adding up all of them, so you know how much total dividends you've been collecting over the months or over the weeks. All right, so that this one comes into play to see when you'll get your ROI back. So if we have $10,000, how long will it take for us to get our ROI back, right? Or 10,000 bucks. So if we scroll down here, keep scrolling here. So right here, once we hit $10,000 or more, this is when we'll get our ROI back. So it'll take about 31 months, or about halfway into year 3. I should probably freeze these headers. So here, let me freeze these headers for you guys. There we go. So right here. So year 3 or 31 months or somewhere here. I didn't make it accurate to the week, but so at 31 months is when we'll get our ROI back. This one right here. So if you wanted to know when you will double your shares, so your initial share count, that is right here. So let's scroll back down to that. That's right here. So at about 123 weeks, we will double the share count. So if you wanted to know that. So let's go mess with more numbers, right? Let's say we want to make, I feel like a goal for a lot of people is $1,000 a month, right? So let's see when we will make $1,000 a month. So let's try 20,000 here. Nope, not there yet. So let's try 40,000. Almost 45. A little under 45. See if we can get close to it. All right, $44,000, right? So it takes $44,000 if you were to just lump sum it in there, right? So 44,000 would get you 957 shares at a rate of 26 cents per share. That would get us to about $250 a week, or 1,000 per month. So that's a pretty big goal for a lot of people, just to hit that $1,000 mark. Because then it really just starts snowballing. Because look at this, we can buy 22 shares per month. 22 shares per month is let me just pull up a calculator. So 22 shares, that's an extra $5.72 per week, right? So it goes, let's see how fast it goes, right? 22, 22, 23, 23. So you're getting a new share about every 2 months or so. So it starts to really snowball, and then your dividends are just crazy, right? So you make what, 24,000 in a year. So it's great. But let's see how long it will take you to get this money back. Same thing. So because the rate is the same, unless you put in actual numbers here, then this will change. But will also change if you do your contributions too. So we'll mess with that in here in a little bit. So let's say you want to contribute, I don't know, 100 a week. I haven't actually looked at what 100 a week would look like, but if you had $100 that you could spend on this per week, you can see the numbers change here. So that means if this sheet only goes back 5 years, so if you want to increase it, then you can increase it. But let's see how long it would take to get our $68,000 back. So that's $100 a week plus the 44 initial, to see how long it would take to get our total invested back. About 38 months we would get our money back. So if we invested 44,000 plus $100 per week for 5 years, it would take us 38 months, or 152 weeks, or little like 2 months into the year 4. So that's what it would look like, and we would still double our shares. We doubled our shares in 24 months, or 96 weeks. So into the end of the second year. All right. So yeah. So this spreadsheet is gonna be made available to you guys. I'm gonna be dropping it in the Retire on Dividends Discord. I believe he has a channel for spreadsheets. So this would be the same for XDTE. Let me just freeze this one so they're the same. There we go. All right, so XDTE would be the same. We can just run some quick numbers here. Let's try. I think it's 100,000. Nope. 80. Nope. Let's go. I'm just trying to figure out when it'll get to 1,000 shares or 1,000 in monthly. 65. Close enough. All right. So right around the 65 mark, 65,000 is when you'll get your $1,000 per month. But yeah, so this spreadsheet will be made available in the Retire on Dividends Discord. So if you guys want to use it, mess around with it, I do need to add that one here. So I'll update the XDTE to mimic QDTE's total invested. But once I make those changes, then I'll upload it there, and then you guys can mess with it. So the only real numbers you need to mess with is total invested, your weekly contribution, and then this average weekly. If it changes, it'll likely change over time, and then you can find that information either by calculating it yourself, or if you watch my weekly video, then you'll see what the average weekly is. All right, that's all I had. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is just for fun and entertainment. All right, I'm out.